This is the MSOS one-year overview reading for the year of 2023. It's currently December 15th, 2022, 7:57 p.m. Eastern Time. MSOS shares are, at the time of this reading, currently $8.12. That's AdvisorShares Pro US Cannabis ETF. So the overall theme, guys, if you haven't done so yet, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel. There's a lot of ways you can get back to the channel. We do all the stuff we put out for free for the most part. You can purchase these readings, and it'll include within it the best trades that we see. Best way to do that is to go to the website tarotfortraders.com. Check it out there. You can also guarantee to see monthlies of MSOS by doing that. But really, follow the rule of karma and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Helps out the channel. And if you haven't, or if you have already, please share. That helps out the channel as well. But in any case, the overall theme, we have this period of volatility that ends with a fast sudden move to the upside. It's crossed with a U-shaped dip, so like two peaks with a drop in between. And it looks like we've got one peak here, we've got another peak here. So that's March and September, and in between there's a bunch of lows. Based on the 10-year, we're looking for a pretty big move very soon. And my sense is that we probably have a bottom out here in early January, and we move into like a prominent crest, our first prominent crest for the year. Not the highest high, but a prominent crest towards the end of January or into February. Behavior around the highest high, we have a fast sudden move higher that'll stand out on a multi-year chart, or at least on a one-year chart, and that fast sudden move higher will take us into the high or highs. Behavior around the low, we're going to have a period of market behavior where we're bumping up against resistance, breaking through resistance, bumping up against resistance, breaking through resistance. So out of the low, there's going to be some resistance, but we'll break through it, hit some resistance, break through it. Relatively bullish. I mean, they're both pretty bullish indications, the high and the low card. And the ending circumstances of the theme card, the Knight of Swords, is also bullish. We do have a unicursal hexagram in here, so there's quite a few places where we should see sharp drops. So this is a pretty decent stock to be trading this year, and overall I'd be looking to open up long positions in this for the long term, at least through like 2024. It looks like on the 10-year. I probably do so. Well, I'll get into that in the version that we post on our website, tarotfortraders.com. If you sign up for the early access, you get you'd be able to see the trades that we're looking at for the year here as well. That's $17 a month, my friends, and really helps support the channel. All right, so each cluster of 4 cards is 1 month out of the year. So we have a brief peak in the first, it looks like the first week of January that's easily missed, and from there we decline through multiple support levels to reach a bottom, a significant bottom, probably in relation to the decline that we're seeing throughout 2022. This is probably the bottom of it here. And so we should have a sharp drop, like almost like a mini correction off of the high that we'll see, that we come out of, I guess, in the first week down to a low. And then it looks like we probably rally back up into a prominent crest, not a highest high, but a prominent crest. Will be bound by the upper end of the range in late January, and then in early February we sell off from an overbought peak or crest. We sell down to and through a support level that we recently broke down through before. This is a critical support level on the scale of a 1-year chart. The behavior around the February low, we're going to have selling off of a crest down to and through a support level. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support level, come back and reuse it as support, and it looks like the protection. There's an opportunity here in February, which I'll detail more at the end of the video, the paid version in any case. There's an opportunity to close there. There's also a big move towards the end of the month of February, a big move to a prominent high. It looks like we probably have our year's big first high here, like a big move to reach it. It's on the cusp of February, year's highest high, cusp of February or March. There's a notable move to reach it, but we have a failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support, taking us into a lowest low towards the end of March, it looks like, or mid-March maybe. We have a highest high towards the end of February, early March, lowest low towards the middle of March or late March. And sideways rotation along key support that I guess we turn resistance into support there in March, and that's sideways rotation around the March high. Behavior around the low, there's going to be an unexpected drop to breach the low. So like I said, we'll be moving, we'll hit a highest high, and then there's going to be a big move to the downside off of that highest high to reach the low. But that move to the downside also offers an opportunity to open up a long position. Looks like we have another crest, like on the early first week of April. So we move out of the low that we see mid-March, the lowest low. There's a big move higher, a breakout on a 1-year scale kind of deal, and then we hit a crest there around the beginning of April. Sharp drop, another like mini correction almost. A sharp drop will stand on a 1-year chart off of that crest to meet another prominent low there in like mid-April. Off of that prominent low, we do move higher. Successfully turning resistance into new support. There's a bunch of trades here in April. And the peak in April is the abundance card. So in a lot of cases, that's a new local high, sometimes a highest high, but in the case of this, I think it's probably a new local high. And sideways fluidity towards the end of the month of April, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow. Looks like there's a trough there. Another trade opportunity in early May before a big move to the upside. And then that big move to the upside in early May. It might even be in late April. There's another. It's matched by a big move to the downside, to another prominent low or lowest low. We'll get into if it's the lowest low there in a bit. But that's like towards the middle part of the month. There's a lot of movement there in May, a lot of price movement, and then out of a decline towards the end of the month, we have a fast sudden move higher, almost an irrational move to the upside, reaching for distant resistance. Looks like that move higher goes into June. Off of the high in June, the month's high in June, there's a notable drop of standout on a 1-year chart. And it looks like it's towards the end of the month of June that we'll have that when we hit a key resistance level. The behavior off of the low that's kind of like on the cusp of May, June, will push the upper end of a range higher out of the low. There's another prominent low or another test of that bottom there in early July. And we have a period of sideways rotation along key support on a 1-year chart, followed by an end to that with a fast sudden move higher. There's erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level around the month's high of July. And in the midst of that erratic behavior, we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity, so within like a 3-month time scale. And then there's a big fake out towards the end of the month. Looks like we revisit towards the end of the month. We revisit a support level that was recently a past opportunity to the downside. There's multiple false bottoms in July, and then there's a fake out where we have a big in the end of July and a big move or a breakout in the last week of July, pushing in, continuing into early August. Congress may be highlighted here in August. Matter of fact, in August, or it looks like it's probably more so not in August, but in September that Congress is highlighted. In any case, there's a holding pattern around a resistance level towards the end of the month of August, and the behavior into the month's low of August. There's 3 pokes through the same resistance level, followed by a sharp decline. There's a speech around a trough in early okay, so that resistance level looks like at the end of August is actually more so in early September, and we have a highest high there again, another location where most likely there'd be the highest high. So there's 2 probable places for the highest high in March and then here in September, and that would work in tandem with the idea of 2 peaks with a drop in between. Behavior out of the month's low There's a significant trade opportunity there. We'll get into that again in the paid version. This should be connected. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay, so there's a significant move here. We have like, there's a speech around the low. So a big move to the downside, a speech around the low. Sorry guys, so, all right, so we rally into resistance through August, into resistance in early September, and then there's a big move to the downside, a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. But out of that decline around the low and prominent trough, it looks like for the year, a prominent trough, not a lowest low, but a prominent trough around the low of the month there in September, and probably mid-September. There's a big move from the bottom of the range all the way to the top of the range, and then we see another most likely place of a year's high around the end of September, around mid to the end of September. Off of that, there's a significant decline, another mini correction, if you will, to a support level or to another low, most probable place for a lowest low in October. Yeah, a significant amount of decline, guys, through October into late October, where we hit a low, and there's a rally that comes out of that low. Moving into November, we come up against a resistance level. We expect the technicals would lead us to believe we're going to break out through, so we probably establish support. We fall from this high here in September, establish support somewhere between September and November, falsely establish support, and then we go and we look like we're going to break through this resistance here towards the end of October, it looks like, and instead we hit this resistance in early November, and there's a failed attempt to break through that resistance level, followed by a decline through key support. Out of the month's low in September, there is a notable move higher, even in the face of seemingly overwhelming headwinds, and some volatility towards the end of the month. The behavior, so the rally out of the low of October increases with momentum moving forward into the month, into the high of November. And it looks like the high of November is likely towards the end of the month. It gets a little blurry here, guys. But there's a sharp decline from a crest or peak off of that peak that we see on the cusp of November and December. A sharp decline that'll stand out on a one-year chart, and I'm advised to open up some protection there on the cusp. The low will be reached, the December low will be reached after a move higher through resistance, followed by a full retracement back down through that same price level, and we attempt to reestablish support towards the end of the month of December. So wow, it looks like that rally, there's a rally into a peak and a failed attempt to break through key resistance in early November, followed by a decline, and then it looks like another big move out of a low on the cusp of November, December to create a peak, and that's where there's that sharp decline, another mini correction, if you will, a halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support level, and takes us to attempt to reestablish support towards the end of the month. There's a notable move higher. So there, the sneak preview for 2024, there's sideways fluctuations with a bearish trend that precedes a significant move to the upside that would stand out on a multi-year chart. So super bullish at that point. And when I look at the 10-year, guys, it does look like I want to get long on this stock relatively soon. Is the lowest low for, I'll get into that in a minute. All right, we have the Q&A here for price levels, and for those of you that are interested, the shuffle file for MSOS was created on December 7th, 2023. to 10:04 p.m. That's this file right here.
This is the AdvisorShares Pure US Cannabis ETF 1-year overview reading for the year of 2023. Ticker symbol is MSOS. Currently, it's December 7th, 2022, approximately 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Currently, the price of MSOS is $11.18.
All right, so is MSOS's lowest price level of the year 2023 taking place in March of 2023? Yes. Is MSOS's lowest price level of the year 2023 taking place in any other months besides March of 2023? Yes. Is MSOS, it looked like that was four places. Okay, and that will make sense. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 more places. Okay, so is MSOS's, and for that card was the completion card, the 4 of Wands. MSOS's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in May of 2023. Yes. Is MSOS's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in April of 2023? It's a maybe, so it's like we revisit it. Is MSOS, I don't think we see that lowest price level in June. I think it's really on the cusp of May, but let's see. Is MSOS's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in June of 2023? No. Is MSOS's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in July of 2023? Yes. Is MSOS's lowest price level of 2023 taking place in October of 2023? Yes. Okay, so we nailed these lows. It looks like we hit the support level, and then after we come to the second peak of this Priestess card, we have a sharp drop, another mini correction back down to a low. So there's a lot of movement there, a good amount of money that can be made. I'll get into the trades in just a minute for those of you that are watching this on the website tarotfortraders.com. Is MSOS's highest price level of the year 2023 taking place twice in 2 separate months of 2023? Maybe. So in the case of like me looking for the same price level more than once, that's a yes. It happens more than once. Does MSOS's highest price level of the year 2023 take place in February of 2023? That's a big yes. Fire Kinetics flew out of the deck, the Chariot card. Is MSOS's highest price level of 2023 taking place in September of 2023? Yes. Is MSOS's highest price level of 2023 taking place in any month other than February of 2023 and September of 2023? Taking place within any month within the year of 2023 other than those months? Yes. Does MSOS's highest price level of 2023 take place in January of 2023? So yes. Alright guys, well that's MSOS for the year of 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, follow that rule of karma, my friends. As long as you follow that rule of karma, the universe is going to send it back to you tenfold in all directions. Guys, if you want to see more more MSOS, let's say monthlies, please go to the website tarotfortraders.com, sign up for the 1 month recurring put in MSOS as the ticker, and that'll guarantee it gets done. It'll also make sure that you get emailed what we see as the best trades each month ahead of the month. And that's the best way to support the channel if you're utilizing this information for MSOS. Karma would have you do it anyways, my friend. With that said, I'll see you guys on the next one.